What is up, YouTube? It's your boy The Walk 71, replaced today with a 4, and I am here with a special guest today for my WWE Not So Extreme Rules review for you guys. But anyways, I have my special guest, someone I've been in a video with before. We have a video on this channel talking about a game that went to shit. But anyways, my friend Zach.
What's up? It's your boy Zack Tech 2995 here with the Walk 71. I'm excited to collab again. It's been a while. I think we should have done this for a different show, but whatever. We're here now. Get this shit over with.
Yeah, let's get WWE Not So Extreme Rules out of the way. So the first pre-show match we had was Sin Cara versus Andrade Cien Almas. Now this match was pretty much the same length and quality of their match on SmackDown. The only difference is that Sin Cara did something different, and Andrade Cien Almas actually hit his DDT in this match. It was pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I'm finally glad Almas is actually being featured on TV, because for a minute it was looking really, really scary. So then after that, on the pre-show, we had Sanity versus New Day in a tables match, and Sanity won, because if they didn't, then they were pretty much dead in the water, because, you know, they haven't won any match on SmackDown yet, which is, I find that crazy. But they put Kofi Kingston through a table. Now, skip all that shit. All right, so we open up with the most surprising finish. Yeah, pretty much. We open up with the most surprising thing I've ever seen in my probably this year in terms of result, and that was the B Team going over Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy for the Raw Tag Team Champions. If you don't know what the B Team is,
I'm sorry. I remember when you told me about that when I was coming in late to the stream. Like, you told me the result, and I was honestly shocked about that result. I couldn't believe it when you told me that.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I gotta look at the website and see if you're actually telling me the truth, man.
I'm not lying. I wish I was lying. I really wish. But I missed most of this match because I was just getting in because I went to go get something to eat. When I did come in, all I saw really was Bo Dallas beating up Matt Hardy and then hit his finisher on Matt Hardy and won the title. And I was like, what? This is the type of show we're on? But the B Team
right now, they won.
Yeah.
Man, this is weird. This is fucking weird.
This is weird because they don't look like they should win. It didn't look like they were gonna win. They won all those single matches, but we know what happens when they do that. They're eventually gonna lose big time on a pay-per-view. But I guess somebody has to take the L to Authors of Pain. So I guess it's gonna be the B Team. I still can't believe it. So the next match we got was a match I was not looking forward to. And it was pretty much a nothing match, as we have Finn Balor take on Constable Baron Corbin. Surprisingly enough, I was rooting for Baron Corbin. I'm not even that big of a Baron Corbin fan, so that should tell you something about Finn Balor.
I'm kind of a big fan, but he's kind of been like trailing off for me a little bit.
I like the bald head Baron Corbin. I like that he wrestles in a suit. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. He wrestles in like a dress suit.
Just a dress suit. He doesn't care. And the funniest part about this match was that JoJo just called him Constable Baron Corbin. So then he looked at her and was like, "You say my name right." And then she had to go, "Stephanie McMahon's personal appointed constable of Monday Night Raw, Baron Corbin." It's the funniest thing. This is better than Baron Corbin beating up people, beating up the cruiserweights and becoming Heidenreich. This is gold. I
can't lie though. I actually enjoyed him doing that, especially during that cruiserweight title match at a Survivor Series. He caught this man in midair and hit the end of days.
I forgot he did that. I forgot about that. He did not care about Kalisto, but you know, then there's Finn Balor, a guy that's very bland, but seems to be in the main event more than other people that are very bland. The problem I think with Finn Balor is that when he's been on the main roster, he doesn't have the NXT championship. They stripped him of the demon, so he's literally nothing. Like, he is nothing interesting about Finn Balor now. He's just a guy on Monday Night Raw that smiles all the damn time. Like, even when he gets beat up, he's smiling. And this match pretty much was a nothing match. Finn Balor won with the small package after Baron Corbin was going for the end of days. Nothing really interesting happened. I didn't expect much from it, so I didn't really care. And then after that, we got something that was actually interesting as a setup for the match later, as we had the Bludgeon Brothers attack Team Hell No. They slammed the door with a mallet onto Kane's leg, and that was that. And then we got this match. A lot of the matches have ended really freaking short. We had the SmackDown Women's Title match. We had Asuka versus Carmella in a shark cage match. They put James Ellsworth in a shark cage, and I could literally describe the entire match. It was it was such a dumb, like, the last minute was hilarious, but the rest of the match was literally Asuka, like, James Ellsworth was in the cage, and every few minutes he had dropped down some kind of weapon, whether it be hairspray, a chain, or something else. And then during that time, Asuka would legit watch him do it, kick the weapon out, beat up on Carmella again. She put the Asuka lock on Carmella. Carmella escaped with the foot on the rope. So then eventually James Ellsworth pulled something out where he was able to unlock the lock of the shark cage. But no, we got to make James Ellsworth look like a dumbass. So as soon as he walked out of the cage, his foot or his ankle got caught in the cage and he was hanging off the cage. So while he was hanging off the cage, Asuka just started kicking him in the back. And then eventually Carmella came back in the ring, threw Asuka face first into the cage, and won the match. That was the match. 10 out of 10. The only highlight was Asuka beating up James Ellsworth after the match, but then Asuka also beat up the security guards, and she made one of the security guards get out the ring. That was pretty cool. Match of the year. We got Victory Road 2011 Part 2, the sequel with the twist. with the twist, because Jeff Hardy is actually sober in this situation. We had Shinsuke Nakamura go against the U.S. champion Jeff Hardy for the title, and this match had I don't know if it had a promo. It might have had a promo and everything. Jeff Hardy did his entrance. Shinsuke did his entrance. They did the whole championship introduction, and as soon as the referee turned his back to hand the title to the timekeepers, Shinsuke had hit Jeff Hardy in the nuts. He was already down. The referee's like, "Oh, okay, start the match." And as the match started, boom, Shinsuke hit Jeff with the Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3. We have a new U.S. champion in Shinsuke Nakamura. And Shinsuke Nakamura had the best face ever. He just had a straight troll face. And then, as he was celebrating, Randy Orton came out with the jacket on. Shinsuke got out the ring, stood on the announce table with the title, and Randy Orton just took Jeff Hardy as if he's about to put him in the sharpshooter position and stomped on his nuts again and walked out the ring, and that was it. Anyways, not so extreme rules. So after that, we got the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. Another very quick match, as Braun Strowman was beating up Kevin Owens. No, Kevin Owens got some offense in. Braun Strowman just starts throwing Kevin Owens all stupid. And then Kevin Owens out of nowhere hit a stunner on Braun Strowman. And then eventually we got to a point where Kevin Owens locked Braun Strowman. He took a handcuff and put the handcuff on the rope using his brain and locked Braun Strowman onto it. So he started beating up Braun Strowman. Kevin Owens I don't know why they did that why Kevin Owens would do this to himself. He came close to Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman choke slammed him with one arm. So after that, he was still, he had the handcuffs to the ring, still stuck. Kevin Owens eventually got up, told Braun Strowman to suck it, climbed up the cage, started blowing a kiss to Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman yelled, ripped the handcuffs off of the ring ropes like he couldn't do it 5 minutes ago. Kevin Owens was like, "Oh shit," started climbing up the cage. Braun Strowman leaped across the ring, grabbed Kevin Owens at the top of the steel cage, and threw him off the steel cage through an announce table. And Kevin Owens won.
Like Braun Strowman's 50th murder attempt at this point?
Yeah, it's like the 50th this year alone.
You're alone.
So after that, he looked at Kevin Owens, laughed, ripped his tank top off, and walked back to stage. How is Braun Strowman the face? Kevin Owens has pretty much been a victim, and Kurt Angle has just been allowing Braun Strowman to do this type of stuff to Kevin Owens. This isn't fair.
Bully, dude.
I mean, like Kevin Owens has been minding his business. You know, his best friend got injured, tore somehow, someway managed to break both of his arms. Gets injured. Kevin Owens is by himself. He's trying to find new friends in Braun Strowman. Braun's like, no, I don't want to be a friend. Okay, but I'm gonna bully you. And he's been doing that. Flipped his rental car. Put him in a porta potty. He didn't put him in a porta potty. He locked him in there and tackled the porta potty. I mean, Jesus, like Kevin Owens has done nothing. Kevin Owens has pretty much been the face in this situation, and Braun Strowman has just been pulling up, and he killed Kevin Owens. They had to put Kevin Owens on a stretcher. That's
You know why Braun Strowman's acting like this, right?
why.
Because he's the monster in the bank, brother.
Ow. Yeah.
Gotta market it, dude.
They legit said Mr. Monster in the bank when he walked to the ring. All right. So the next match we got was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match with Team Hell No versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Daniel Bryan came out by himself. Everybody was expecting Hulk Hogan, but I don't mess with Hulk Hogan, so I'm glad that didn't happen. The Bludgeon Brothers came out. Kane was nowhere to be found. So the match started with Daniel Bryan trying to size up Eric Rowan. Got a few kicks in and stuff, and then they just start pounding Daniel Bryan. There was a one clean spot where Daniel Bryan went for the suicide dive, got caught by Eric Rowan. Luke Harper tried to go for the suicide dive, and Daniel Bryan moved out the way, and Luke Harper ran into Eric Rowan. That was pretty cool. And after that, we got Kane, who finally came out. He had on a leg brace. Like, it's that serious that they just put a mallet on a door and just slammed the door into his leg. It's that serious he needs a leg brace. When it's the same,
not like he's a demon or anything.
Yeah, it's not like he's like not human. And then when he was feuding with Seth Rollins, remember when he was Corporate King, Seth Rollins destroyed his leg. He got in the ambulance, came out as the Demon King, and broke his leg back into place. So we're not gonna sit up here and act like he didn't do that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, everything that happened before the brand split didn't happen, so you know.
Yeah, I guess. Even though that was a title program, but anyways. So then after that, Kane got in. He defied logic and was out here doing a bunch of stuff with a leg brace on. So eventually we get the hot stuff with Daniel Bryan. The Bludgeon Brothers actually tossed Bryan into Kane, hit their finisher on Bryan, and they pinned Bryan. And honestly, it was a cool match. This actually really helped the Bludgeon Brothers because they have a big win. This is probably their biggest win as a tag team probably ever because they pinned Daniel Bryan in a tag team match. They retained the titles on pay-per-view. I think WWE is gonna keep the Bludgeon Brothers as tag team champions right now because there's nobody else in the tag team division right now. I think unless you want to bring back Primo and Epico, but I don't know if you want to do that.
Nah, don't bring them back until we get WLC 2.
Oh yeah, WLC 2.
They can stay where they're at.
We just got to get Ellsworth and we just got to get not Ellsworth. We got to get Hornswoggle and El Torito back because we got everybody else. Yeah, and then after that, we got to the match that everybody thought. Oh wait, before that. I have to mention a funny part. So as Roman Reigns is walking backstage, being Roman Reigns, doing Roman Reigns stuff, he was walking backstage
in the big yard.
His yard, and the B team just started celebrating. They was like, "Yeah, Roman, you should join us with the B team, and you could win too." Well, Roman should have joined the B team because he took that L tonight. But anyways, we got Roman Reigns versus Bobby Lashley, the match that everybody thought was gonna main event the show, including myself, and it didn't happen. And
I thought it was gonna main event, to be honest.
I thought it was gonna main event, and honestly, I wouldn't be mad if it main evented now that I saw this the actual main event. But that's just me. So we get to the match.
I came into this match like towards the end, so I won't be able to talk about this until we get to some certain spots.
Well, I was very in and out with this match, but I did catch certain parts. I saw Roman Reigns basically kind of. It looked as though Roman Reigns, I wouldn't say he was dominating Lashley, but he was getting some big stuff on Lashley. Like, was it he was doing a few things. Lashley did a few things. This is a okay match, I guess. Maybe they'll go even 2 times as crazy because it seems like this feud is going to continue into SummerSlam. But
it seems like it to me.
Yeah, wherever you catch the match, you can kind of tell because like it was really just back and forth for a minute before we got to.
I caught the match when Bobby Lashley hit the elevated face buster,
Yeah.
and then he was setting up for the spear, and that's when Roman Reigns ended up hitting the Superman punch.
Mm-hmm.
He probably hit it a bunch of times before I came in, but that was the first time I saw it in the match.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Roman Reigns ended up hitting a leg drop on Bobby Lashley on the ropes, which looked pretty dope, but I don't know. I really didn't catch much of this match because I was playing this Harry Potter mobile game on my phone while the match was going on, and I was talking to you. Reigns set up for the spear, and Bobby Lashley hit his own spear, which like looked 100 times better, and he ended up winning the match. And that's pretty much all I can say about it.
Yeah. This match was okay. Bobby Lashley won. He out of anybody on the Raw roster needed this win. Like Roman can lose and still be okay, but Bobby Lashley needs this because since he's been in WWE, he's been in a bunch of tag team matches that nobody cared about. He got booed at Money in the Bank against Sami Zayn. He won the match, but the match was like a minute. So he actually got a legit win over Roman Reigns. And now I don't know what I know they're gonna do the feud. I think this feud is gonna continue because Roman got to get his win back because you know that 50-50 booking, brother.
Good old 50-50 booking.
Good old 50-50. And yeah, so after that, what was it? This match, Jesus, we got the not so Extreme Rules match for the Raw Women's title as we have the new 3-time Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss. I can't believe I said that, against Nia Jax. And Ronda Rousey was in the crowd as she said she would be, even though she's suspended from Raw. She could still show up to other stuff that's not Raw. So yeah, okay.
Part in the match too.
Huh?
Being in the crowd played a part in the match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, WWE. So apparently Nia Jax is a face again, and she's best friends with Natalya all of a sudden because gotta get Natalya there. Alexa Bliss came out with a Mickey James.
The female Big Show at this point, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much. If we can get Awesome Kong, Nia Jax can go. If we can get Awesome Kong in WWE again, but like she's TNA Awesome Kong, where she's just out here destroying hoes and she don't care and don't say not one word, then we can get Nia Jax the fuck up out of here because Nia Jax is kind of whack now. Like she's essentially a regular person. There's no mystique to her. There used to be a mystique to her that she would destroy everybody, but she loses to people half her size, clean at that, and she taps out most of the times, and that's not good. And now they tried everything.
She reminds me of Okada after losing the belt, where he's just pretty much going crazy at this point.
Yeah. So this not so Extreme Rules match was not so extreme as I could tell you a few things that happened. The Kendo's hit from Alexa Bliss. There was a chair shot. Ronda Rousey eventually got involved in the match. She took out.
I remember. I remember Nia Jax ended up lifting Alexa Bliss up and threw her under the trash can, so her implants probably busted open or some shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, she did the implant bust on the trash can. Is there anything else you remember before Ronda came in?
No. I mean, I remember there was a pretty good shot of Mickey James with her ass on camera when they were panning to Ronda Rousey, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So after that, Ronda Rousey came in, and she started, going ham because she saw Mickey James was like, I think going at it with Natalya, and apparently that's her best friend all of a sudden. It's not like she has 3 other friends that she consider her best friend that do MMA, and it's in a performance center. One of them's the NXT Women's Champion, but whatever.
Wait, did Natalya play any factor in this match? Because I completely forgot she was in there for a second.
She didn't. She would stop Mickey James from doing something, and then Mickey James would do something to her, and that's when Ronda Rousey got involved. But other than that, Natalya was just there. She might as well have been in the audience, honestly. So eventually, Ronda Rousey start going at it with Mickey James. I guess you would consider it a Samoan drop or whatever. It looked very vicious tonight. It seemed like she did it faster because usually when she does it, it's very slow, so it doesn't look as vicious, but she did it very fast, and it actually looked like it probably would have destroyed Mickey James. So then after that, she chased Alexa Bliss, and then Mickey James started beating her with a kendo stick. Nia Jax,
And real quick.
yeah, ended her, got her the fuck up out of here quick. Alexa Bliss got back in the ring. It looked like Nia Jax was about to get her. She caught her in midair with something, with a like she was going for a crossbody. I think she caught her. What's her name? Mickey James. I think hit a chair shot on Nia, and then Alexa Bliss won the match. She had a DDT on the steel chair, and Alexa Bliss won. So there you go.
It's so funny because after watching that match, I really want to see Unfriended 2 and just see what the second ending is they have. Now that match did that to me.
Yeah. I wonder what the alternate ending of this match would have been. Yeah, so everybody loves Alexa Bliss, but this match was ass. Anyways, we get to a match that a lot of people were looking forward to as we had the WWE Championship match. Rusev versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles sporting a new goatee, but he has the jobber goatee. It looked like he was going to lose just by how he was looking tonight. I don't know. That's not how a goatee's supposed to look, but whatever.
Out as hell.
The match started with AJ really just kicking Rusev in the leg a lot, which would play a factor into the match later, as it would start to hurt Rusev's leg, and then AJ would go for the calf crusher. Then eventually Rusev did a few things. If you could
powering him up.
Yeah, powering him up a lot.
Yeah, he did a bunch of power moves, just tossing him around, hitting him in the back and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like when he would do that, AJ was constantly just continue to go after the leg, which would play a good factor. Let's see. The match, it was a pretty cool paced match. Let me see. A couple near falls here and there. AJ went for the calf crusher eventually, and I knew he wasn't going to tap out, but it looked interesting. So we get to pretty much like the ending of the match where Aiden English got pretty much involved in it, where he took off the what did he do? He took off the turnbuckle pad.
He took off the turnbuckle pad.
And was this while Rusev was trying to go for the accolade, right? Or was this when?
I think he went for the accolade after he hit the super kick.
Yeah.
And like it was cool because he immediately transitioned, but because his leg was already hurt,
he did a half accolade.
Yeah, he couldn't sink it in properly.
Yeah.
Reminded me of his match against Jack Swag'em at SummerSlam 2014, where they had that flag match.
Yeah.
Interesting comeback. That was an interesting callback to me. So he went for the he went for the accolade. He couldn't sink it in all the way, and AJ Styles was able to get the rope.
Yeah. So after that, we got to oh wait, continue.
I was gonna let you continue.
Okay, so after that, the turnbuckle came into play as Rusev ran into it after AJ moved out the way. AJ eventually hit the phenomenal forearm for the victory. I thought this is where I thought they could have made things interesting. If while AJ was going for the phenomenal forearm, Aiden English was on the side of AJ. He could have did something to mess with AJ, so AJ like messes up on the phenomenal forearm, and then maybe Rusev goes for the accolade for another like close part.
Like maybe hit him in the injured leg or something like that while he was going for the forearm.
Yeah,
that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, something like that. But AJ retained as I thought so. In all seriousness, I think I don't know who can go for AJ. I guess I would say Samoa Joe, but I haven't seen Samoa Joe since Money in the Bank. So I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know what's going to be AJ's next big title picture. As for Rusev, I don't know what they're going to do with Rusev either. After the match, it looked like he was mad at Aiden English, so maybe we might set up for something like that, which I hope not. But, yeah.
I hope not either, because they work well together.
They work very well. It gives Aiden English something to do, because I really liked the Vaudevillains tag team until, like, WWE had to, like, really just make them into jobbers. I wouldn't say it was because of the Enzo situation, but they just weren't the same since they got brought up. And I think it's because they never showed effort. When they debuted the Vaudevillains, they put them on a SmackDown, a tape show that nobody watched. So I'm just glad Aiden English is doing something. I'm glad Rusev is getting something of substance now. So it was cool. He got his first major, like a world title shot, even though he lost. So I just got to see what they do on SmackDown this upcoming Tuesday.
Finally gave Rusev a shot, and I think that's what people wanted the most, because I think people honestly expected Rusev not to win. It was wishful thinking, but at least he finally got a shot to show what he can do, and I think that's the most important part of it.
Yes, that is. And people can stop saying Rusev never got a title shot, because he did. So we got to the main event, the 30-minute Iron Man match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, as we had Seth Rollins go against the champion Dolph Ziggler. With Dolph Ziggler had some weird trunks, I guess you can say.
Pants with pink designs, and there was like something where it said "evil" on his ass. It was weird.
That's weird. And Drew McIntyre came out. I don't know that. Oh, okay, though.
Damn mind.
Yeah, he lost his mind. So the match started with Seth just getting constant. What was it? He had like a 3-0 lead for a good minute, right? He had a curb. Didn't he have like a curb stomp or something like that on
Yeah, he had a roll up on the first fall.
Mm-hmm.
The second fall I think was the curb stomp, and the third fall was Drew McIntyre getting involved.
Yeah. Now, pretty much it was just a lot of just regular stuff was happening between the 2-0 fall. Then when Drew McIntyre got in, it got interesting because he started going at it with Seth Rollins. He started picking up Seth Rollins like a baby and just started slamming him into the barricade and the ring apron like twice, and then eventually got thrown out.
Jay White at that moment.
Yeah, we just need JR to break a rib again or something. So we get back. Seth Rollins is back into the ring. Ziggler goes for the pin. A real heel would have went for the pin 3 more times, but whatever. Eventually, Ziggler went for a zigzag for another pinfall. What else did he do? He did something else for another pinfall, didn't he?
He ended up. He pinned him when he had his foot on the ropes, which gave him the extra leverage.
Yeah, definitely. Seth hit a he got another pinfall from a I'm trying to think what Seth got another pinfall for.
Wasn't it when he whipped him into the turnbuckle and then he pinned him after that?
I think so, because a lot of the pinfalls Seth got was just like unconventional stuff, like roll-ups and other stuff. And then we get to the part, it's 4-4. The match starts to get really interesting. Seth hit the Falcon Arrow into the superplex into Falcon Arrow, near fall. Ziggler went for some stuff. Eventually, Seth Rollins started stomping his feet, went for the curb stomp. The time went out, and it looked as though Dolph got the win by draw, which doesn't make any sense, because if anybody knows about the Iron Man match, WWE's main event of one of their biggest shows years ago ended in no contest, and they went to sudden death. So I don't know why they tried to do this where Ziggler won by draw, because that's not how it worked IRL. It's never worked like that.
I was actually getting really mad at WWE because I was like, there's no goddamn way you actually think I'm this stupid.
Right. I mean, you talk about Shawn Michaels and HBK all the time. You made it a part of your video games. You've made
it in this match too.
You had network specials, DVDs about that match and other stuff like that, and you can't just sit up here and act like we're just gonna forget that there's a sudden death rule. So Kurt Angle had to remind us there's a certain death rule. The match starts. Drew McIntyre teleports back into the ring, distracts Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins goes for the zigzag. 1, 2, 3. The amazing heat. Oh my God, I popped for it. And Drew McIntyre retained. Really good. Yeah, that was good. I mean, Dolph Ziggler retained. I said Drew, but
right there.
Dolph Ziggler retained. I thought Seth was gonna win. That way we can get Drew versus Seth at SummerSlam, or maybe a triple threat or something like that. But fucking Dolph retaining. Dolph won the title.
I liked the fact that as the show was ending, they showed Seth Rollins look pissed. So I think it'd be awesome if Brock Lesnar comes on Monday and Seth Rollins just attacks him out of anger.
Yeah, that would be cool, because he's pretty much done with the Intercontinental Championship. There's nothing else. He
Like,
lost.
there's nothing else to do after that.
Yeah, there's nothing. He lost the title. They had the rematch. Drew got involved. Okay, we'll give you your match at Extreme Rules. Oh, you lost again. Oh well. There's only one. Yeah, he's honestly, it's either him or Strowman going after Brock. I cannot see Braun. I mean, I do not see Roman Reigns facing Brock at SummerSlam. Like it doesn't make any sense unless Dean comes back, which I heard he's not coming back till like September, so I know he's not gonna come back for SummerSlam. Or if we're doing Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan, which I feel like Jason Jordan, that could have been a perfect time to bring him back, was to be to help Seth, kind of take out Drew, but whatever.
Attack him after he wins the title.
Yeah, something. But yeah, if Brock, because Brock is supposed to be at Raw tomorrow, is that what happens, right? Or
according to the backstage segment, Kurt said Brock can either show up, announce when he's gonna defend the title, or he's just gonna strip him of the title, which got a huge pop from the crowd and me.
He kind of gave Brock an out if you think about it. He gave Brock an out. Brock could be like, all right, I'll defend my title at WrestleMania, and then leaves. And then
this whole Brock thing is just ridiculous to me.
It's so stupid.
He can go to UFC, but he can't be bothered to show up.
He can't show up for the job that actually pays him. And the thing with UFC is he can't fight till like January of 2019, so he's pretty much stuck with WWE.
So,
people
all
think
you UFC fans that are expecting him to fight, you're gonna get used to what we're used to at this point.
Yeah, impatiently waiting for a person to do their damn job. Anyways, this Extreme Rules show was okay. It's miles ahead than Backlash, so which isn't hard to do. It's miles ahead. Well, I wouldn't say miles ahead of Raw because this show was like fucking 4 hours, but it ended early. I'll give WWE that. It didn't end at like 10:20 or 10 something like Backlash did. It didn't go over, so I'm happy about that. What are your thoughts about this show? So for what you saw,
what I saw, it was an average show. It wasn't anything too special. I thought they made the right call with Seth and Ziggler being the main event because that was a pretty good match. Roman and Bobby Lashley was okay from what I saw, but I got in late, so I didn't get to see Roman taking control or selling for about 5 minutes like he usually does. Alexa Bliss, and just fucking forget that match. Let's see, the AJ Styles versus Rusev. I like that Rusev was able to showcase what he can do in a big match environment. So yeah, it's average. It's not something to go home and tell your mother about, but it's gonna show for free. I wouldn't be too upset about it.
Yeah. Do you feel as though do you think AJ and Rusev match would have been, I wouldn't say better because it was cool for what it was, if it was like a no DQ match or like maybe a submission match, or no, I don't know, maybe a submission match, maybe if it had a stipulation to it?
Yeah, I think honestly you need a stipulation, especially since this is Extreme Rules. This is it's supposed to be a pay-per-view where people get taken to the limit, where there's a bunch of like stair matches and shit like that. But it's weird that most of these matches didn't have a stipulation, which is obvious because when they WWE posted a poll on YouTube saying which stipulation match are you looking forward to, and everyone said Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler, and no one gave a fuck about the other matches. It's like, because these high-profile matches, you haven't given anything for people to care about. And
then the other thing is that most of these shows would end in an Extreme Rules match, and the Extreme Rules match this year was a nothing match. Like, that's not okay. The last year we had the Fatal 5-Way Extreme Rules match. The year before that, it was AJ and Roman, and the year before that was something. It was something.
What was that?
It was a steel cage match. It was Seth and Randy, I think. wasn't it?
It was Seth and Randy, which that was 2015 when they did that.
Yeah, it was Seth and Randy. And that was a steel cage match. So no, that didn't end the Extreme Rules match either.
Yeah, because that was right after Seth had cashed in his Money in the Bank at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I remember that show now. But yeah, the Extreme Rules match just took the shaft. This whole the whole theme of this pay per view honestly doesn't live up to his name, as most of the matches were regular. That's like if you were to have a Hell in a Cell match and then you just put like an extreme a steel cage match in the Hell in a Cell pay per view, and then there's no Hell in a Cell matches. Like that, I don't know, but that's was
kind of the problem with some of these gimmick pay per views. It's like
you're not consistent.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me think. What's the next pay per view? SummerSlam. So, and then NXT.
Yeah.
This is what I'll say about Extreme Rules. Go watch the G1 Climax. There you go. Do you want to plug anything, Zach, before I end this video?
Let's see. Well, if you guys want to follow any of my social media accounts, you can just find it by typing in ZackAttack2995. When you're typing in Zack, make sure it's a K, not an H, because I hate that shit. Got a YouTube channel that I'm sure Gavin's gonna link down below. I do a bunch of gameplays. I pretty much stopped doing wrestling stuff because the product was making me mad.
Yeah, it's weird because I do the wrestling stuff, but the gaming stuff I stopped because there isn't really anything interesting coming out so far. Like, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man and this Destiny DLC. I've gotten back into Destiny 2 recently, but I don't mess with Fortnite. PUBG has died for me. I used to play PUBG religiously. The wrestling games kind of suck. Huh?
Watch guy, to be honest.
Yeah. I wish I hopped on Overwatch when it first came out.
Pretty good. That's a good wrestling game right there.
Yeah,
it's a lot better than the 2K games as of late.
I'm gonna have to get Fire Pro Wrestling. I don't know if I want to get on PC or PS4 because PS4 got the New Japan characters, but PC got the mods, so I can put those New Japan characters in. Guess I just gotta see.
You're already modding 2K18, so why not, right?
Yeah, I guess. And even when I modded 2K18, I got bored of it. Like, the last mod I added in was like Chris Benoit, but I messed it up. So now it's Chris Benoit. He's got his theme song, but he has a Dean Ambrose entrance, and I have to add in like the Trons or something. But a person had a better Chris Benoit, and then they just like deleted the link to it for the better mod. So I had to get a lesser modern.
Damn.
Just whatever. But anyway, guys, like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media stuff down in the description below. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.